Let's turn to Alabama now, where tonight Montgomery police are charging 3 men with assault in that giant brawl that went viral. You probably saw it. This was on the city's riverfront over the weekend. Take a look. You can see some of the video here. Police say the co-captain of a riverboat was just doing his job, trying to move a private pontoon boat that was parked in the riverboat's designated spot. And then the owners of that private boat, you see him here, according to what we've been told at this point, started fighting with that man. Later, it escalated into a full-out melee. Once the riverboat docked, passengers jumped off that boat and got into a fight, basically, here. Let's bring in Sam Brock now from our Miami bureau. Sam, the police, I know, held a news conference earlier today. Talk about what all went on here. Bring us up to speed. What'd you learn?
Sure, Aaron. So there's legal repercussions, as you might expect. 3 people right now are facing assault charges. That is a misdemeanor charge, but that's a figure the Montgomery police chief says is expected to expand. Richard Roberts, Alan Todd, and Zachary Shipman, all between the ages of 23 and 48, and all of them white. And of course, that is important because of the context of the fight that you're watching unfold there, where you have these 3, and plus whoever else is charged. Of the 13 who were originally detained, some of them are expected to see charges as well. The backstory here is that we're told that Damian Pickett, who is the co-captain of the Harriet II, that's the riverboat that was out there on the Alabama River, his captain had phoned through the PA system and tried to beg these guys to please move your boat because you're in an area that is restricted because of the moorings of the riverboat and the width of the boat. It needs to dock right where you are. You've got to go. These guys, according to the police, were combative, had gestures and other things that were not very pleasant to say when they were being asked to do that over the PA system. So then, in fact, you have Damian Pickett go and ask them in person, and he untied the boat. And that's when that ensues. As far as what the timeline looked like for this, Aaron, at 7 o'clock at night, that's when it all started. The call to Montgomery police came in about 7:15. By 7:18, the first police units arrived on scene. So all of this was very fast. And now the question becomes, what sort of charges additionally will come from this? But at the very least, you are looking at legal consequences for a fight, which thankfully did not lead to any serious injuries.
At the same time, Sam, you look at that video and you sort of understand why there's been a lot of conversation online and elsewhere about race playing into what happened on that dock. Did that come up with officials today as they were talking about what happened?
Oh, it sure did, because the real debate here was whether or not you might be seeing hate crime charges coming, racially motivated, factors that might have played into why these men acted the way that they did. The police chief was asked directly. He did say that he hinted at some things that were said that were taunting, that were perhaps mean-spirited. He didn't specify exactly what, but said that what they found in terms of evidence did not match the standards for the FBI for bringing hate crime charges. Here's a little bit more specifically of what he said.
While the Harriet was still out in the water, there was a lot of, I've seen finger gestures and comments and innuendos made at a distance. Of course, when the co-captain approached, that continued. We were unable to present any inciting a riot or racially biased charges at this time.
Aaron, the 3 men who have been arrested or face charges right now, none of them are actually from Montgomery. They're from the Selma area. One of them has already turned himself in. We are expecting the other 2 to do so as well this evening, Aaron.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.